right, I think we're live. Welcome, everybody. We'll kind of have my camera back so we get a little wider view. Some cool rocks here for show. I'll take my phone out of the way. All righty, we'll get rolling here in a bit. Jay Black, what's happening? Good to chat with you. Looks like we're going to have a meeting next Wednesday, huh? So be sure to comment and say hey. If you're just watching, that's fine too. I think in order to comment, you have to actually log in. You should be able to log in with any email account. Super easy with Gmail, since I'm pretty sure Google owns YouTube now. Daniel Lemons is in the house. What's happening, Daniel? You guys riding down your way, or you guys flooded out? I don't know if you guys got any of those storms or not. We've missed most of them, so we're pretty clear right now. Trail's in good shape, so. Alrighty, we got a couple guys checked in, a few watching, and topics for tonight should be a fairly short show. It's kind of running behind today, and long day at work. Woke up at like 4, couldn't sleep. So I just got up and went to work early. So I put in about 10 hours a day. So Paul just checked in. Paul says my legs hurt. Mine too, Paul. So, hey, I was a little sore after Sunday as well too. So you're not the only one. So. Hey, Carolyn. Yeah, I saw a post earlier that you'd said that. I knew a few people probably will go that direction. That's cool. It's a good race. I like the Ugly Gnome. I did that for the first time a couple years ago. It's a pretty fun little course. It's hard for me because it's so fast and it's gravelly. I just have trouble holding those corners. I had to run like 17 pounds of pressure in my tires just to hold the corner on those things. But anyway, that's a cool course, and a lot closer for all you guys in Tulsa too. So Daniel says currently flooding all road riding trainer. Yeah, I did the trainer today as well too. I think the gravel roads out here would be bad, but I think Steed's going to be fine. We had some sprinkles last night, some light rain this morning, but we've had sunshine since 11 o'clock today. Wind. Tomorrow is supposed to be sunny and windy. Now, the forecast is, it doesn't look terrible, but it doesn't look great for the upcoming week or so, upcoming 10 days. We'll see how it plays out. Very low chances of rain, but there are some. So we're going to get some here, but it doesn't look like it's going to be significant. Overcast, spotty sun. So we'll see. Right now, of course, is in great shape, so not going to worry about it too much. Let's see. All right, I'm just gonna go over my topics real quick, and then let's get rolling. And then if you guys and gals have questions or comments or things that you would like me to address, I will gladly do so. And my list of topics, I want to do a Steed update, which I've already done a little bit of one just because I got to talking. I want to do that fully. I want to do a camping update at Steed because there's been some questions. I want to do just a real quick shout out. Kudos to the Short Track State Championship up in Tulsa this past weekend. And then I want to revisit registration basics with some more refined explanations and steps, mainly just because it's still a complicated process and just questions that race after race after race that we receive from people. So just want to kind of streamline that a bit, and then I'll answer any questions that you might have, and I will just roll with it from there. So that's really all we have. No doubt, Daniel bummed. Daniel says he's got to work the weekend, so he's out for that race. So yeah, you had that course pretty dialed last year, so I was looking forward to seeing you ride it again in dry conditions, hopefully this year. So. You should still come out and pre-ride with us if you want to. Okie doke. first thing that I want to do is I want to go ahead and do a Steed update. Let me pop out to Facebook real quick. I've got a couple messages. I've got a bunch of things in a bunch of irons in the fire, and I just want to make sure I haven't missed anything. Reacted. No, just some reactions. No comments that I need to respond to. So we are golden. Steed is pretty much 95% ready to go. The main loop is fully ready. It's marked and good to go. The only thing that I lack, everything is marked. Kids Cup is marked. Kids Cup is cut. There are a few gaps that you kind of have to play, that you kind of have to wonder about. I will try to get out there if I can this weekend. I hope to get someone out there with a camera. So if there's any of you guys out there with a GoPro or something like that, I'd love to come and maybe do the race course, but I definitely want to do the Kids Cup. I want to get a quick video of it. I can't fully mark the Kids Cup because it cuts across that field in front of the restrooms where the start-finish area was last year. And it also cuts across one of the campgrounds. So I went ahead and marked that, so hopefully people won't take those markers down. So you can kind of figure it out. Same course as last year. I haven't marked along the road. I will also weed eat a little bit along that road when it gets race day for the Kids Cup so that they have a path to go down, so they're not popping out. What's up, Bo Smith? Good to see you. Glad you're popping in. I know you'll probably have to run, but glad you're checking in. So we're talking Steed. I know you love it. So Kids Cup is going to be marked. And good to go in rideable. The full adult course 5-mile loop. It's actually a smidgen under. I think I've heard anywhere between 4.6 and 4.9, but it's right at 5. But trust me, it's not short. I think hot laps for some of the really, really, really strong Cat 1s are going to be. I don't think there might be a sub 30, but it's probably unlikely. I think most are going to be above 30. I think 35 and 40 probably. Cat 2s will be doing, 45-ish a lap most likely. Cat 3s will be doing anywhere between, they'll be at an hour to probably some maybe 2 hours. Unfortunately, because the course is hard enough that you can't really dial it for everybody. So let me just go through the steps. So the adult course, 5 miles. I'm going to say 5, even though it's a smidgen under, because saying tenths is just crazy. 5 miles. The Cat 1s will do 3 laps only of that. Nothing else. The Cat 2s will do 2 laps of that and nothing else. The novices will do a small prologue, which is going to be 0.5 miles. So I use it for a warm up. It's a nice little warm up, like 5 minute, 5-6 minute loop, 5 minutes less, I guess. Half mile, zoom through, back through the start finish, and they go out and do a full lap. So I just needed a little something extra for the Cat 3s or the novices. Sorry, and that's the race. So all the adult markings, including the prologue, will be marked with white ribbon only. White ribbon or white flagging. I have flags staked, and then occasionally I have ribbon in the trees where necessary, but it's all white. On the right, as usual, I have stakes. The stakes vary on the side of the trail. I put them on the side of the trail where they are visible and they're in your line of sight. I have stakes with arrows that either say Tour de Dirt or Kids Cup or Prologue. So you follow whichever one you're supposed to follow. The Kids Cup course is marked with pink flagging. I don't think I used any ribbon for the Kids Cup because it was pretty short. So I think I used only pink flagging. So there is a couple small sections here and there at the very beginning of the trail where the Kids Cup course and the adult course are the same. So you will see both pink and white ribbons together. And we'll dial that in race day, but for pre-riding, I have to go ahead and mark it so that everybody can tell where they need to go. So, so that's it. Adults, white ribbon, white flagging. Kids Cup, pink ribbon, or pink ribbons, pink flagging. Again, I don't really think I used any ribbon for them. There will be stakes at appropriate corners or transitions pointing that will say Tour de Dirt, or actually they say TDD, K Cup for Kids Cup, and Prologue for Prologue. So if you can read and follow arrows, you should be good. So at no place should you cross the trail. There are a couple of places where you could do that. I have taped that off with yellow caution tape. There are also 2 sections that come out near the road or alongside the road, and I will race, or the Saturday before the race, I will go out and actually run tape a little bit further up and down those exits and entrances, because you should not go onto the road. One, it's dangerous because you're coming up out of a trail onto a road and you really don't have time to react or look for traffic. We are not going to have anybody there. And the reason we're not is because it's going to be taped where you should not be on the road. You should stay in the grass at all times. And there is going to be a weed-eated path that is obvious. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. The only thing that I lack right now, there are a couple of spots that have some cactus that we have not been able to get yet. There's cactus all over, but there's nothing that's super in the way. I rode a couple laps last weekend, and there's only a couple of places where I saw that there was a cactus in the way, and I'll knock that out. If I miss it this week, I'll knock that out this weekend for sure. So not a problem. One of my kiddos and his dog. So, so that's it. And the Prologue is marked, so you can ride it. We rode it several times this weekend, but I do not have it cut yet. My goal is to start weed eating that probably this. I don't know if I'm going to get out there this week. I may go out there this week. Who knows? I'm undecided. I may try to skate out there after work a couple of days and get some of it done, and then I can finish it up this weekend. But it'll be done by Sunday. So, yeah. Fo Smith says he loves some Steed. I know. I wish we had Strava back in the day, folks. I guarantee you'd have all the KOMs still probably out there. Paul Dyer says Steed, slow as smooth, smooth as fast. Yeah, we talked about that, Paul. You're right. And it's like, that's the thing about Steed. It's a little bit different trail. It's hard and it's technical, but it's different than Medicine Park. The structure's different, and the climbing's different, and the technicalities are different. There is actually a rhythm to Steed. You just have to know what that is, and you've got to know how to meter your efforts, because you really can't attack anybody. It's really hard to do that. Really, all you need to do is ride clean. And if you ride clean and someone else doesn't ride clean, game changer. That's it right there. That's your attack. You clean a section that they miss, and game over. All right, let's see if there's any other things that I need to add. The weather question came up. We'll play the weather out and just see how it rolls for the next 10 days. Like I said, I looked at the I don't know. Jay Black says, is Forrest going to show up and whoop me again? Forrest, what's the status? That's it. Fo Smith says, he who crashes the least does the best. That is it. I'm telling you, I have not ridden out there since last February. Honestly, I've not been riding my mountain bike much. I've been training a little bit, but not like I should be. But I went out there and decided Sunday that I was not going to do all the work that I've been doing. I was going to ride my bike, met some guys, had 2 really good laps. Paul was one of the guys that was out there with us. Joel and John Farrow were out there, and we had a really good time riding. And I knocked out probably 2 of the cleanest laps. They weren't the fastest laps because we weren't going for speed, but I I knocked out 2 of the cleanest laps I've ridden out there in forever. So I was pleasantly surprised. So Jay Black, we'll see what Fo Smith, Mr. Forrest Smith himself says about Steed. I'm not sure what his work schedule is, and I know it's a long haul from Wisconsin, but who knows? I mean, I got off track. What was I going? I don't know. I mean, I get off track pretty easy. Let's I was talking weather. I want to talk weather and camping. Both of these questions came up. So first it was weather. We got some rain, sprinkles last night. Grass was damp this morning. Got a light rain this morning early. By 10:30, 11 o'clock, sun was out. Wind's been blowing all day. Sun's been out all day. I guarantee you right now, trail's in great shape. We have not had the rain that other places and the storms at other places. Most everything's been east of us. I mean, we're getting stuff, but it's not significant. I mean, there was a little rain last weekend, and by the time we rode Sunday, it was dry as could be, and we were dying because we were so hot. I mean, heck, I think I'm still sunburned from Sunday. So trail's in great shape. I looked at the 10-day beforehand, and we're looking at overcast skies for most of the next 10 days. Chances of rain are all like 5, 10. I think there's a 20 or 30% chance day. So we're going to get some stuff, but honestly, compared to what we got last year, I mean, it should be pretty good. Last year, I mean, it actively rained on us. That was the only real problem. There was some mud spots from the previous week, but I don't think those were as bothersome as it was the active rain. And truthfully, I don't know. Maybe I had the right tires and the right pressure, because I didn't even really have any traction issues last year, and it was actively raining during the race. So I think we'll be good. Who knows? We'll just kind of play it by ear. It's too far out to go there. But right now, come pre-ride, trail's in great shape. This weekend looks pretty good. And I'm going to be out there doing my thing. So we have, looks like I'm going to meet some people noon on Saturday to do a pre-ride. It will be a beginner ride. I might go out and do a lap prior to that, and maybe do one after that. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how things play out. But I'm going to be out there most of the weekend. So Stephen Cordes checked in. What's happening? Sorry you missed you last Saturday. Yeah, no, bummed too, man. But yeah, you should come out and get some pre-rides in, or at least come ride your gravel bike and then hang out and drink beers with us afterwards. That's what you need to do. So I know all your Medicine Park boys are stoked to come out and get some rocks on. So you could come out and do gravel. Jay Black says he just had to do an inadvertent single speed issue. Yeah, that's right. You did that last year because you smashed your derailleur. So you did both last week, Steve. Nice. Got some gravel and some rocks in. Well, come out to Steed this weekend. I'm going to be out there the whole time. Talk to your boys and see what time they want to come down, and maybe we can get a group to go out and do a ride. So it'll be fun. A lot of cussing. Yeah, if you're in the wrong gear, you have one gear and you're in the wrong one at Steed, you're walking a lot. So I'm sticking with my 21, which is what I rode at Medicine Park. 21 works pretty solid at Steed. A couple places that are hard, but you can do it still. All right, one more Steed update, and that is the camping thing. I've had a couple of questions. I got a couple of calls today, and then we had one post on True to Dirt page. I called the park manager, my friend Delilah, and I have her work cell number. I actually posted it on Facebook since she said it's her work number. So not too worried about posting it out there for that. But if you need that information, I mean, I haven't checked because I actually live close, so I'm going to stay at home. So, which I don't get to do very often. But she said that there's still. Hang on, I got to take this real quick. Jesse, let me call you back. I'm doing my live show. You're actually on my live show right now. Say hi to everybody, Jesse fucking Harris. All right, that's my buddy Jesse. I got to call him back. Some of you guys know Jesse Harris. He's an awesome dude. I'll call him back right after this. But I had to take that. Sorry. Camping. So I talked to Delilah. She said, as of about, I talked to her 25, 30 minutes ago, there's 20 camping spots left, and there are actually 6 RV spots left. I've already had a couple of you say that all the RV spots were taken, but she said there's six available. So I don't know if that's an online thing. Maybe the online process isn't working right. Anyway, if you know of someone that's looking, they can't get it figured out, put them in contact with me. I'll give you that number, or look on the Tour de Dirt Facebook page on that post. And I posted her name and her work contact number out at the park. And she said she would help book you guys if needed. So there are, like I said, 20 camping spots still available. I know that's not many, but I mean, that's the way things are these days. I've been out there working for the past 3-4 weekends. And I mean, it's been a packed house pretty much from Thursday all the way to Sunday mid-morning. Usually about mid-morning on Sunday, there's a mass exodus of all the RVs and all the boats. But up until then is a full packed house, which most parks are these days. That's just the way it is. So, okay, I'm going to move on. I drug my feet a lot on that, but you know, it's kind of my gig. So, all right. Registration steps. No, I want to do some kudos real quick. So I want to do this short and sweet. I was not able to make it. Didn't make any of the practice runs, just too far. And I had so much work to do at Steed, but bummed that I missed out on it. Tanner Colberth and his crew have been doing a great job with the cross, CX, and short track practice runs leading up to last weekend, which was the short track state championships. And just the one thing that I noticed as I was looking at all the pictures and seeing all the Facebook posts from that weekend were how many juniors and kids were riding. Almost probably 75% or more of them were all bike club, thanks to both of the bike club programs in Tulsa and Oklahoma City. The leadership that you guys are giving these kids and the work that you're doing to support them and bring them into this world of cycling is amazing. And, you know, I'm glad to have, you know, I have to admit, I've got a lot of irons in the fire, so I play only a very small portion, but I do offer my support when I can. And just kudos to Tulsa and Tanner and all the work they did. And so it looked like it was a well-attended and a successful event. So I'm super stoked. Bummed that I missed it. Maybe next year. Surely this will be a repeat. I think it was probably successful enough that I think Tanner may finally pull off the first short track state championship repeat. We've had a couple here in the state, but nobody's ever been able to keep it running as an annual thing. So hopefully it'll happen. It's a good thing. Good thing. Kevin Snyder checked in on what's happened, Kevin. Yeah, I'm bummed I missed, man. I just couldn't do it. You know, I'm still struggling with schedule, fitness, but I'm getting there slowly. But for me, mainly, it's just been the work. I've spent probably 40 hours on the Weed Eater over the past month. So that's just part of the gig. That's, you know, I mean, I choose to do it. So it's good. So, you know, it's part of the deal. So registration steps. So I'm going to go ahead and go into my final topic. We're 24 minutes in. This one will probably take 10 minutes or so. I don't think it'll take that long. So we'll be out of here in 35. Again, if you guys have questions or comments or things that you would like answered about cycling in general, Tour de Dirt, off topic. I mean, off topic would be other disciplines or, just general cycling things that you don't know about. Feel free to pop a question out or, anything like that. And we'll go from there. So chip timing was cool. Yeah, it's funny, Kevin. I just I know. I've done. The thing is, though, is I've been doing this a really long time. I've raced. I don't know, 20. It's 2021. So I guess I've raced almost 21 and a half, 22 years. I've done chip timing, not chip timing. I've raced Tour de Dirt this entire time. And I do the very same things that you just said you do. You're able to check your times against the ones and the twos. And guess what? I do that every race at Tour de Dirt. And we've been able to do that at Tour de Dirt without chip timing. Now, I'm not saying that we won't eventually, bite that off. And, we have multiple opportunities to do that. It's just a matter of cost. And for our fish, and for our promoters and anyway, whatever. But we do, our officials do overall times. They don't do lap times, but they do overall times for all the racers, which to me is pretty solid, and even provide an average. So like I can go down the row and look at the average speeds and see, was I going faster than the ones or slower, or like, man, if I'd have raced age group, where would I fit in instead of single speed? So I guess I sit the fence here as like, yeah, it's pretty cool. But hell, we've been offering things like that at the Tour de Dirt for years, simply using the clock. So, but I get it. I do get it. And I've done plenty of events that use it, and it is cool. And, but end of the day, it's about what you do on the bike. So we'll see how that plays out. Michael Bond in the house. What's happening? Glad you checked in. It's been a while, man. Hope you're still riding your bike. We haven't chatted in a while. You need to hit me up. A little Fireball sippage. Need to get some more of that Jameson, Bond. That's all we need to get. You need to tell me how you made that mix, because I was just drinking it straight that night that we did the show in Norman. But you had some kind of a mix, and that tasted really good. So, all right, let's get into registration. So I've done this topic before. I've talked about registration, what it takes. But I want to revisit this, and I want to clean up my explanation a little bit. I'm going to go very step by step and say, if this is you, if this is you, and I have, there could be some different scenarios, but they're very odd scenarios, so I'm not going to mention those. But I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 scenarios that will cover almost everybody. And I want to go through those scenarios and tell you what the procedure is. Because as I sit there and sell Tour de Dirt plates, I stay near the registration, but I stay a little bit separate so that we can kind of keep everybody out of each other's way. But yet I still end up answering these same questions repeatedly, which I gladly do. It's fine. But I have to answer the same questions every race, and not only every race, but at each venue multiple times, as the promoters do as well too. So I just want to kind of get this information out there and again pass it along. And Michael said that. Oh, that earned you a ride home. Dude, I probably should have just like stayed there myself. I barely got home, but yeah. That was a fun night. A darn good show. So we're gonna have to do a show from there again. That was great. I'm talking to Michael Bond here. We did a live show. We're talking about drinking some Jameson that we did at the live show that you guys hopefully watched when we were in Norman at the brewery with Team Warm Up. So that was a pretty baller night. Okay, so here's the scenario. So I'm going to start with scenario 1. This is what you see most often with novices, sometimes even with Kids Cup. The Kids Cup format follows a very similar path. So I'm not really going to specify Kids Cup, but it's all the same concept for the most part, with a few minor exceptions. But I just don't want to get bogged down with those. I'm going to cover the basics. First one. If you do not register online, so you don't pre-reg, you just show up and you're going to register day of, and you do not have a USAC license. Okay. So that means that there's two things that you need to do. You need to register for the race, and you also need to get licensed by USAC. And so that means you have to purchase a one-day license. So your steps are, you go find the table and you look or ask for a form that says 1 day or annual license. So sometimes it'll be a longer legal form. Sometimes it will, we'll print out just a regular, 8.5 by 11, but it will not say waiver. It will actually say a 1 day or annual license. You need to fill that out, because that is for your USAC license 1 day. Most likely at this point, you're not going to buy an annual if you haven't already, because it doesn't benefit you to. And you'll pay your $10. That form counts as your waiver. You don't need a waiver also. So we often get people that fill out the waiver, and then they fill out the 1 day, and they're at the table for like 20 minutes filling out forms. The 1 day form, if you need a 1 day USAC license, counts as your waiver. So you didn't pre-reg, you don't have a USAC license. Go to the table, find a 1 day form, fill it out. Once you have that, take that form, take your plate, because you need your Tour de Dirt plate, which if you don't have, you need to come see me and get. And then you go to the table with your plate and your 1 day form. Give it to the table. They write all your information down on the start sheets that we give to the officials. Then you pay them. You will have to pay them for the 1 day, which is a $10 fee. And then you will have to pay for the race, which will vary depending on what category you're in. So, end of story. Done. All right, next scenario. You did not pre-register, but you have an annual USAC license. So that saves you one thing. If you have an annual USAC license, then all you need to do is know your number. You don't have to worry about getting licensed for the race. So that means you show up, you go to the table where all the forms are at, and you find the waiver. It's just a waiver, just a USA Cycling or USAC waiver. You fill out that waiver. You get your plate. Again, if you don't have it, come see me and get it first. And then you go with your form filled out and your plate, go to the registration table, give it to them. They write down your information. You pay for the race only because you've already paid you're already licensed. You don't have to pay for that. That's it. Then you're done. So a little simpler. See, I had a couple messages pop in. All right. Yeah. Unrelated meeting. Unrelated meeting. Okay, let me get back here. Live streaming. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Scenario 3. You pre-registered, but you didn't purchase a 1 day license online. Now, I suspect that this is a rare case because typically if you're going to register online, there is an offer during the pre-registration process to buy your 1 day online. Most people are going to do that because if you're pre-registering, why not get the 1 day there as well too? Because then you don't have to have money for race day. So I suspect this scenario is unusual, but it does happen just because people aren't sure if they need the license, and if they're registering online for the first time, maybe they just don't know, and it happens by accident.
So you pre-registered online, but you didn't take the option to go ahead and buy your 1 day because you don't have an annual license. So basically what that means is you don't need a waiver. However, you do still have to fill out the 1 day form again, which counts as a waiver. So I guess it doesn't matter. You still have to fill out the form. What are you looking at? Weird eyeball. You're still gonna have to fill out the 1 day form and then pay your $10. So you're gonna have to come to the table, fill out the 1 day form, take the 1 day form, take your plate, go to the table, they write your stuff down, you pay them $10, and you're done. But again, I suspect that's going to be an unusual case because if you're registering online. So that goes to the next scenario, and that is you pre-registered and don't have an annual license. So you purchased your 1 day during that process, which is, again, part of the process of registering online. Makes things pretty simple for you. You show up race day, and that's pretty much it. You've already done everything online. So what you need to do is just bring your plate, go to the table and check in. All the promoters prior to the race day or the registration day will print out and have all the pre-registered people and all the 1 day people listed and written down, or at least they should. So that means if you've pre-registered and purchased a 1 day license, all you need to do is show up. You do not need to fill out a form because you've registered online. When you register online, that is the acceptance of a waiver when you initial that thing at the bottom. So in this case, you show up, bring your plate, say your name. They look you up and they should already have you down. They write your bib number or your plate number down. You're good to go. You're done. Super simple. Again, you did it all online, no forms. Now, this leads us to the last scenario, which is almost identical to the one I just explained. You do have an annual USAC license. You do have, you do pre-register online. So that means that when you register online, you only have to pay for the cost of the race because you already have a license. You just have to program in your number. It's all good. And you're done. So when you roll into the race, again, the key, bring your plate, know your USAC number because you have to have both of them. Bring those to the table and they write it down. That's it. You're done. So now one thing that I will add for all of you that have USAC licenses, annuals, you really should have the app loaded on your phone, and you really should load the app and take a screenshot of it. Sometimes it takes a couple of screenshots to get all the pages, and make sure that you show the page that has your license category, Cat 1, Cat 2 Novice, in all the different categories, and also the one that shows your expiration date. You really should do that. Not all venues will check. Sometimes we do some checking afterwards, but honestly, we really are supposed to, as promoters, check every single one of you as you check in for an expired license. And if you have an expired license, you're supposed to buy 1 day. So, all right. Let's see if there's any question or comments. All right. So that pretty much explains the registration process. We're 39 minutes in. I'm going to go back through some notes. If you guys have any last minute questions or comments, you better throw them out because honestly, I'm kind of winding her down. See, I got the update. I got my camping. Kudos out to Tulsa, registration steps. Got all my scenarios. Yeah, I think that's about it. So get registered. I put a link at the very top of the page, or I don't know if it's going to be top or bottom. It was like the second comment. It's a Google Sites page, and it's everything to do with Steed. It has all the information that you need, location, explanation of the course, COVID guidelines, as well as registration website, things of that nature, USAC links. So if you need any information, just go to that link and it will take you where you go. I think it even has it might even have the event page linked. So that is another thing that I have. If you, I just shared the event page. So actually, let me go get that. Let me go do that real quick. Tom Steed bike race. I'm gonna go get the link and post it real quick for everybody. Come on, where'd it go? There it is. Control C. Live streaming. I'm back. So there's a link to the event page. I just posted it. So go out to the event page and say you're going or you're interested, just so that you get notifications. I'm going to try to not blow up the Tour de Dirt page quite as much with all of this. I'm going to try to do it through the event page. So go out and just say you're going or you're interested, whether you are or not, if you want information. And I'll keep everybody updated via the event page. Good Fireball. All righty. No last minute questions, it appears. 41 minutes and we're out. So I'm going to roll out and call my buddy Jesse back. And I will see all of you guys back here next Tuesday, or come on out to Steed this weekend. Like I said, I'll be out there all weekend. I'm probably going to, I don't know how much riding I'm going to do. Quite a bit. I don't know. I'm probably going to do more riding this weekend than work. So I think, yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. So I know I'm going to be riding from at least 11 to 1. Actually, probably 11 to 2. Probably 11 to 2. Multiple laps with multiple groups Saturday. And not sure about Sunday yet. So. But we'll see. Herb Brown, what's happening? Have a good night to you as well. Thank you. So, all right, I'm out. Love you guys. See ya.